Doomsday is here, in case you haven't heard. No, not the legitimate Doomsday that we all fear as human species, but the Avengers Doomsday movie trailer has hit the ground running. Now, for context, um, I'm a DC girl. I fell in love with Marvel way before the movies started. I was an X-Men fanatic. That's one thing I knew about Marvel. Now, I did watch briefly the Hulk in the Lou Ferrigno age, but I was very young, and every time he turned into the Hulk, I got scared. So that wasn't really prevalent in my house, and I didn't know it was Marvel. I just knew that when I started watching Super Friends and stuff like that, I did realize that the Hulk was not nowhere in these Super Friends or even the Justice League, and I figured out, oh, it's Marvel. Okay, got it. But I knew about X-Men. I felt like I related more to that storyline because I'm an X-Men. I always felt that I was an outsider looking in. Still do, believe it or not. But I'm fighting it because I have my YouTube channel and hey, my name is Lena and welcome to my channel. And if you enjoyed this content, if you find it relevant, if you find it interesting and you want to consider to subscribe, like, share, comment, hype. I still don't know what the hype button does. Maybe somebody will tell me. I would appreciate it. Or if you just want to take a look and you just don't want to join the community and you want to meander through my playlist to see what other topics I have on board, because I'm not a one niche type of girl, have fun. Take a look. Because I have many other topics that I'm touching. And this one is close to my heart because as a comic fan, I couldn't afford comic books when I was a child. Most of my friends couldn't. And we didn't have, I grew up in the Bronx of New York, and we didn't have comic book stores near us where I lived. So it wasn't something that, we looked through the window or passed in and looked through the comics and we wished that we were able to buy it. No, we just never had it. So our most close relation to comics would be the television shows, X-Men, Spider-Man, Super Friends, all of that. So that's how I got my love for DC and for comics in general, not comic books. So when Marvel successfully launched their 10-year arc, I was awfully impressed by the characters that I did not know existed. Hence Iron Man, but I was a Robert Downey Jr. fan since the days of him being very young and going through all the stuff that he went through. So I was very happy for him. I knew about Thor because it's the mythological. There's more stories about Thor in other ways than the one that they portray in the comic. So I fell off on Marvel like most of us did in phases after Endgame. I did stick through it with Wanda. I did. It was good. I love Loki. I thought his first season was good. I'm still trying to get into season 2. So I have a love-hate or love. I don't want to say hate because hate is a very strong word. A love low. Like it just got low. Just too much of it all at once. So I just finished watching the Fantastic Four with Pedro Pascal, who is in every movie except for the Odyssey, as I noted in my Odyssey review. And by the way, thank you all who watched that review. And I've watched the other Fantastic Four movies prior to this, and I've never been impressed with the first family, ironically. And this one was way better, but not by much. Okay? So, in case you were living under a rock, because I really tried not to watch this trailer. Why? Because the second it came out, it was popped up on my YouTube feed. Then it started to pop up in TikTok, and then I still hadn't watched it. I was like, no, 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 ow, ow, I won't do it. I want to be surprised. I want to go into this movie and I don't want to know nothing. So then when it started hitting the news, the actual, channel news is that the new trailer dropped. I'm like, my God, I'm not going to escape this. And I still skipped it and I didn't watch it until I turned on Disney Plus because I'm rewatching Smallville. There it is, the trailer of this Fandangle movie. I said, all right, Heaven of the Gods, Love and Thunder, Thor. Obviously, I need to watch this freaking trailer, despite my inhibitions. And so I did on Disney Plus, and I sat through it. And first thing before I even reacted, when I saw that it popped up on Disney Plus and it was all over the YouTube, I said, "Oh my God, this thing is not coming out until December 18th." That means that almost 6 months of everyone online bitching and moaning about every single part of this trailer, this movie, the outcome. It's gonna fail. It's not gonna fail. Every person that has a disdain for Marvel is going to nitpick every part of this trailer. It's gonna be a fight against the ones that love the trailer and have the Easter eggs in the trailer. It's gonna be 6 freaking months of this everywhere. I see it. We did it with the Odyssey, with every movie that's come out. You have the yes and the no's, and all I want to do is go see a movie. Let me determine if it sucks. But no, I can't because it's here. I literally have been fed 75 different channels of either I really, really like it or I really, really hate it. The angel or the devil. There's no in between. So I was like, okay, let me see what everybody's hooting and hollering about. So I watched the trailer. I'll try to put some clips in here. And the second thing I said was, oh, look, no color. I can't see anything for a good chunk of this trailer. We're back on dark mode. How do we get into light mode? Why does every film need to be dark? Stop using CGI then. I don't know. I feel like we've used CGI before and it's never been this bad where I've seen movies where I'm like, ooh, the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? That was my second reaction. My third reaction was, hey, look, everyone in this movie that was not in the movie The Odyssey. Everybody. Every actor that's still left in Hollywood is in this movie that was not in The Odyssey. I had more cameos that I couldn't eat. I had to watch it twice. I'm like, who, what, wait. What? That was my second go around. Okay. I was like, okay. Fourth reaction is I said to myself, this freaking movie better be 3 hours long. If I had to sit through The Odyssey for almost 3 hours, this movie better be 3 hours long. Okay? There's no need for this thing to be too something because you got a lot of ground to cover, Marvel. Okay? Because here we go again. I watched Deadpool and Wolverine, right? And I thought that the ending and the whole compilation of saying goodbye to the Fox level X-Men movies, which I adored and I watched over and over again, was the swan song for them to leave and never be seen again. Understandably so. No, apparently, based on this trailer, it was to bring them over to the dark side. You know, Disney. To massacre them again. Because I'm going to tell you, they're not going to last. First of all, Sir Patrick Stewart, is like 90 something years old. How long is he going to play Professor X? Can't guarantee he's going to be here for another 10 years to do this. Okay. But he has been killed, I'm going to say 3 times. I know that he was killed off by the Scarlet Witch. Now, it's not to say that now that we're in the multiverse, that this is not another variation, because as I'm looking at this trailer, I'm like, where's Storm? Where's Wolverine? I see Cyclops. I see Mystique. We're missing Phoenix, at least from the Fox level actors. I have no idea where they are. Magneto's here. Apparently, when the opening scene is Professor X's decimated home again. So they're going to bring in and say goodbye again to the Fox Channel Corporation X-Men that I grew up on. Okay? So you got a lot of explaining to do because you need to now introduce the concept of the mutants. Okay? You need to massacre them and explain this again because I don't know what the next movie is going to be. I think it's some planet. I don't know what the hell it is. There is a next movie after this. I doubt that any of these Fox level mutants that remain are here for the next one. Okay. Now you have Gambit fighting, Shang-Chi in the trailer. I'm like, oh, wait. Didn't I say goodbye to Gambit along with Elektra and, oh my God, I'll put his picture up here. In Wolverine and Deadpool? How did he make it out of that? So you're going to have to explain that. And why he's fighting Shang-Chi. Where has Shang-Chi been all this time? Wasn't he hanging out with Hulk? That's the last time I saw him. Okay? So you need to explain that. Okay? That's just the first hour-ish. Okay? Now you have Namor with Wakanda sitting on a throne. Did I miss something? I did watch the second one of Wakanda. I don't remember him taking over the throne. M'Baku is there. Black Panther's sister is there. Sorry, Charisse, I think her name is. They're all meeting each other. Okay. You have the Fantastic Four landing in this universe. Whatever this universe is, because it could be 616, it could be 212, it could be 516, it could be whatever the hell it is. I don't know what it is because, I'm only getting tidbits in this trailer. Okay. Fine. You have the fake Avengers. Okay. Sebastian Stan, the Falcon, who's also playing role of Captain America-ish. They're all, when I look at all these cameos, I'm like, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. That brings us into hour something to understand what is happening in this trailer. Who gave away the milk? Because at the end of the day, at this freaking trailer, they need to tell us that Captain America, Steve Rogers, is now back with Thor. And the way that he sees him, he takes Mjolnir away from him to prove that he's still worthy. Now that moment should have been an in-theater moment, not in the trailer. I don't want to know this. I don't want to know this. Can we keep some secrets, which I'm sure there is, because I don't see Spider-Man. Okay. Maybe he was off doing the Odyssey. I don't know. Maybe he'll come back for the next movie. I don't know. I don't see the Hulk. We know that Scarlett, Johansson's not back. I feel like I'm missing another character. Well, Robert Downey Jr. is Doomsday. So, as I am a fan of him, and I do believe that he will put 120% in this 90% movie. He has a accent of what I don't know. So I find it fascinating that he has to walk around with this accent throughout this entire movie. His Doomsday costume does look good. And I get nothing out of this other than Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doomsday. And he's going to fight Thor. And Thor might lose because Thor doesn't know when to stop and take the head. No. Things that I'm grateful for. Thor. Thank God. Thank God they didn't make one of the other fake Avengers the leader of this pack. Thank God. Good for you, Hemsworth. I'm glad you're back. We need you in shape, looking good, ready to kick ass. That was one thing I was like, thank God. Oh my God. That got me excited. Okay. Umbaku from Wakanda. I like him as a character. I'm glad he's there. I would have gotten excited for the X-Men had I not already suspect that they're going to be massacred in this movie in one shape or form, only to be recast in one way, shape, or form in another movie, I think. But I'm excited that they're introducing the X-Men theory in this universe because it's been a long time coming. They should have been done this years ago. I don't know about Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't know what universe that's in, so I don't know if they're coming back. But I guess I will have to put myself in the goodbye mode when I see the X-Men again get massacred. Again. So I didn't get buoyed up when I saw this trailer. For what I can see, because the color is so low, you've got everyone just shaking hands and introducing, and Thor, narrating about the big threat, and because I don't know, what was his name? Thanos was not a big threat when he wanted to decimate, over 50% of the population. We went through 3 years of that. So Doctor Doom must have a much bigger threat. Maybe it's to kill all of the population. I don't know. I don't know the history of Doctor Doom. I just think that his name, he has to live with that. I'm not guessing that he was not teased in school. Um so as far as the trailer, one thing I ask is stop making trailers. If you're gonna make a trailer for everything that we should see in the movie theater, then just release the movie. Just freaking release the movie. Stop making these freaking trailers that give away the milk. Why would I want to go see this movie if I know how everything is going to turn out? Let this be the last trailer. Let everybody, rip it apart or patch it together or love it or hate it for the next 6 months. That's it. It's over. I don't need to see anything else. I don't. I don't want to. That's it. I am going to go see it. I don't know what. It's not an IMAX, which I wouldn't go see it in IMAX anyway. I really don't need all that drama. It will be whatever showing I can get that's matinee. Because even for this type of movie, I'm not paying full price. I don't care. I already pay for Disney Plus every single day. I don't need to add more to their coffers. Get your crap together. Give us a movie. And I I promise you, I will be back here if I find out that this is not a 3-hour movie. It needs to be. Because you have way too much to ravel, unravel, decimate, explain. And I'm telling you, I'm going to be very upset if I hear that they have not started filming in the next movie already. That we have to wait another 2 years for another movie. I won't see it. I won't. I'll wait till it comes out on Disney Plus. Because I'm tired of this crap. I'm getting too old for this crud. So I know that when I have people who are excited, who are not, yeah, okay, I'm in the middle. I've been disappointed, not just from Marvel, by many movie studios. So I'm going to take this with trepidation, and I'm going to go in there and I'm going to watch it with my popcorn and my soda and maybe another snack. And hopefully I find the right recliner that I can actually recline my feet in this movie theater again. And I'm going to give you my review December 19th, which is almost close to Christmas. In the cold of New York City, I will go hunting because it's going to be freezing and it's going to be a few days before Christmas. So this is going to be very interesting. So let me know if you watched the trailer. Let me know if you care about any of this stuff. I know that a lot of my subs are more into some of the other topics that I cover, which is Sex and the City. But like I said, I'm not a one niche type of girl. I love all types of movies. So I'm not going to just review one type of genre. I'm going to review the genres that are close to me. I will not do horror. Nope. Not my game, not my brand, not my style. But this type of movie, yeah, you'll see more of it because Spider-Man is coming. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Yeah. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your comments. Let me know if any of this resonated with you, or if you're going to watch it or you're not going to watch it. And have you been bombarded with all the people that are screaming, yelling, bitching, and moaning in the YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and, internets? Thank you, everyone. I hope that you all enjoy the rest of your week, weekend, month, year, because from here to around the world that I reach, I am a comic fan, and I am not ashamed to say it. That is Star Trek. Don't judge me. I love Star Trek. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.